Hey beauties, it's Riri. If you're new here, I'm an over 40 lover of all things beauty and I love showcasing indie brands here on my channel. We are diving right in. We have a lot to get through today. I'm going to be doing a full face of all of my Sephora goodies. I have the LYS foundation stick. I have the new Fenty Beauty blushes. I have the Tatcha lip mask. We have the Kosas mini blushes, very mini blushes. I got the Westman Atelier Petite Collection. I also have the new launch and the new release for Pat McGrath, her holiday palette. So I think first and foremost, I'm going to go through and I'm going to add a little bit of primer. This was just a little sampler. This is the Valentino V-Lighter Dual Use Liquid Light Face Base and Top Coat. And while I'm putting this on my pretty little face, first of all, how are you? I hope you are well. Cute little packaging. But while I am applying this, I will give you all a quick little update. I'll pop the picture right here because they're in my bathroom. I have been testing out only one time each. Ooh, that smells nice. Heavily perfumed though, so if you don't like that, this ain't for you. But I've been testing out the Fenty hair products that I got. And I don't know if y'all can tell because mama usually looks like a hot mess, honey. I'm normally a frizzball, but the mask, fantastic. And the products smell incredible. The mask was nice and thick. I did genuinely feel like it hydrated my hair. It felt really nice. And then the cream, the styling cream, like I have next to zero frizz in my hair, which is huge for me. So far so good. Obviously I've only used them once each, but so far so good. They smell though incredible. This looks lovely. The fragrance can be a little bit strong and maybe a little off-putting for some people, but I love the level of glow. You're not going to get any pore filling or anything like that, but it is nice. I do like it. Don't know that I'd purchase it. Next up, let's put something on our lips. I do want to try the Sephora collection, the Rouge Gel Lip Liner in the shade Hot Sauce. And with the Sephora collection items, they were all 30% off. And I normally wouldn't put liner on. I would just try one of the treatment products, but I'm going to go ahead and test this out while I'm doing that. Ooh, very creamy. But also some structure, meaning it's not so creamy, kind of like the ColourPop ones, where you go to apply it and it just breaks off. It's not doing that. I like the color. All right, I like the shade. It feels nice and creamy, but has a little bit of grip. I like that a lot. I was gonna test out the little Kissou thing from Tatcha. I think I'm gonna hold off on that because I think I wanna try the Dr. Dennis Gross product. This is Dr. Dennis Gross Derm Infusions Plump and Repair Lip Treatment. This actually went viral quite a few months ago. I have no idea how to use it. Do I just push? Yes. I do like the applicator and stuff. And I am a massive fan of lip plumpers. All right, there's what it looks like, and there's what the applicator looks like. I'm gonna go with the less is more approach first, although sometimes you can kind of get just the oils or whatever first, so I'm gonna get a little bit more. I don't smell anything at all. I do like the applicator. Okay, we'll see what happens. A lot of times, and I don't like when they kind of market it as plumping, when they just mean like plump and full looking versus actually plumping the lips, so we'll see what happens. Now, we're gonna go ahead and go into the foundation. This is the LYS, the Serum Stick Foundation. I opted for shade MN3. That is what it looks like. It does roll up and down. I like when products roll down because a lot today don't. Let me pull my hair all the way back. I am gonna go in on one side first, as I always do while I'm testing new foundations for y'all. And just swatching it on the back of my hand, it felt so creamy. It was also kind of breaking off a little bit, so maybe too creamy. I don't think so, but just kind of noting that for you guys. I'm gonna do one side first. That it is very creamy. If you've tried the Fenty Beauty one, like the Ease Blur Stick or whatever it is, it feels like that. It's even creamier than what that one is. And this is not from Ulta. I mean, this is not from Sephora. It's from Ulta, but I did pick up the It brushes for Ulta, the Wicked collection. I have zero connection to that movie. I don't have a desire to see it or anything. I just thought they were pretty, and I love the It Cosmetics brushes. So I picked it up for that reason. So I'm gonna go into the foundation brush first. I do actually buy their Love is the Foundation brush every single year, which I did also get it for this year, but I did want to demo it. And then because those Kosas blushes are so small, I'm going to try to use this with that. So here is what the foundation brush looks like. I think they have phenomenal quality brushes. I have purchased their brushes for many, many years. I'm a QVC hoe through and through, y'all. All right, and my issue a lot of times, and I'm already noticing that it's not happening with stick foundations, and the reason that I am quite particular about them and I don't often purchase them is because how I'm able to go in literally just as easy as this. You guys are seeing this in real time. A lot of times they do not blend out that well, you guys, because I do have dry skin. I also have a lot of texture and larger pores, and I feel like for me sometimes they don't sit on the skin in a beautiful way, if that makes any sense. And you can see I'm kind of really working the brush in, and I'm kind of pouncing the product into place, and then I'll kind of shear it out from there. That is so beautiful, and it maybe it's a little tiny bit light, which that's gonna change. Obviously we're, you know, heading into the cold months, so I'm gonna lose my tan, but it is blending out incredibly well. It doesn't feel heavy, which is something else that I can kind of get from foundation sticks. Okay, I don't think I've ever had, other than the Fenty one, I've never had a foundation stick blend out that easily, ever. All right, let me finish up this side. Wow, that's so beautiful. Oh my gosh. All right, I'm gonna get up close. I do wanna try to see if I can build it up just a little bit right through here, but here is a before and after. You can see that I have a lot of redness, some old acne scarring. I do have rosacea. There's a lot of broken capillaries, just overall uneven skin tone. That looks great. Oh, I'm excited about this, you guys. Oh yes, I'm gonna take it straight to the skin again using just a little tiny bit. Again, it is insanely creamy, you guys. And again, nice pouncing motions. Okay, that blended like a freaking drip. Y'all, that looks great. That looks perfect. I am actually starting to see, I can feel the slightest little kind of kiss of like a plumping effect. If you're familiar with plumpers like the Too Faced one and things like that, it doesn't feel anywhere near as intense as that. So if you've been on the hunt and you're looking for one, but you want one that's more subtle, highly recommend. I think it looks really pretty. I'm loving the shine. I like this a lot. So I'll speed this part up. All right, and here is both sides applied. I do think I'm gonna have to powder this, maybe because of that primer that I put underneath, but I can kind of feel it and it's not really setting down the way that I would want it to set down. So I'm gonna go with my cream products first. I might set and then we'll kind of move from there. So I'm gonna go into the Westman Atelier. This is the Petite edition, and it has the mascara, a blush, and then like a bronzery type shade. I'm so excited about this. We have the shades Toast and Bubble, and then Clean Black for the mascara. I love the packaging of this, and the reason that I kind of splurged a little bit, this little kit was like 60 bucks. The reason I splurged a little bit is because the contour stick in the shade Biscuit is almost gone. That is what I have left, and it is my all-time favorite cream contour stick. I love it. So I think I'm gonna have really good luck with this. So I will go in with both of these. The packaging does feel nice and weighted and nice and deluxe. Okay, I misspoke. This is a highlight stick. Oh, it's super sheer. Okay, we'll try that at the end. So first up, I'll go into the blush shade, and this is the shade Bubble. Again, I love that packaging. It's so beautiful. Oh, it's so pretty. And I don't typically, unless I am using the contour stick because I underpaint and going with that first, I don't typically go straight to the skin with these. I like to use a brush, and it's a little bit more kind of firm and densely packed of a brush. I might have picked up too much. I'm scared. Oh, okay, yeah. Let me make sure I put that on both cheeks. And I don't often go for like shades like this, but as we're kind of venturing into the cooler months and I do become a little bit lighter, I don't mind a more kind of like cool toned or like berry style of blush. It is blending out incredibly well. It's pretty dang on punchy, a little bit more punchy than I anticipated, although, you know, of course I did pick up a little bit too much, if you will. But blending out beautifully. And there's just something about, obviously this is my first time using, you know, this particular product, but even with the contour stick, there's something about just the texture and the consistency of it, the way that it kind of blurs the skin and the way that it looks on the skin, especially if you are like myself and you do have a little bit more texture, larger pores, things like that. And then most importantly for me, the staying power is there, and I love it. I think it is a wonderful, wonderful product. Ooh, that's so pretty. Oh yeah, I like that. Yeah, I think I'm definitely going to have to set. But in saying that, as creamy as this is, and it's not kind of set down yet, the blush is not actually pulling up any product, which is pretty wild for me. Yeah, I like that. Now I think I'm gonna go ahead and set. I'm gonna use my NOMAD Cosmetics translucent powder. Y'all can see I'm getting through this bad boy. It's one of my all-time favorite powders. If I do use powder, it's going to be this. I like to get a little bit and tap off any excess. When I say I go in with the most minute amount of powder possible, I mean it. Like, I'm tapping off all of the excess. And I literally just want to do enough. I don't necessarily want to take away from like any luminous quality from my skin. I don't want to like completely mattify, but I don't feel like I'm going to get the staying power from this foundation otherwise. And I think kind of moving forward, because I do like it so much and the application itself was fantastic, I think I'll just go in with a different primer. I don't think I need something that is quite so like loomy and glowy, but that foundation, you guys, I really like it. Like, I really, really like that. Especially for the winter months, because I'm somebody, I don't understand why everybody goes like glowy, dewy, luminous and stuff like that in the summertime in regard to like foundations, because they do not last. They do not last on me. I sweat a lot. I'm very hot natured, and it is incredibly hot and muggy here. So I kind of do the opposite. I go more like softer, more glowy, more loomy and stuff like that, like this in the winter time, and a little bit more soft matte in the summertime. So, okay, I'm thrilled. I am thrilled so far. Now I'm gonna test out the little brush here, and I think I'm gonna go into the shade Euphoria, which is a little bit more cool tone, a little bit more kind of mauve, and I think this brush is gonna fit perfectly right here. A little bit of powderiness. It does pick up well on the brush. Oh, that is a perfect companion to that Westman Atelier one. I do like Kosas products. I also really love blushes. I also really love baked blushes. They just give this beautiful kind of luminescence to the skin that I obviously prefer, having more dry skin. Definitely feeling like I have an emphasis in the texture today on my skin. That's fine. I'm human. I have texture. But I typically don't experience quite as much. Not a deal breaker. I still like it. I still feel fine. Yeah, I'm having a good time so far, you guys. And I honestly forgot about the Fenty. It's the Fenty Cheeks Suede Powder Blush in Bacon Cakes. And just from my swatch, you guys, the texture of this is absolutely phenomenal. Like, the name Suede is very, very aptly named for that. Like, it feels incredible. It feels like silk. I think I'm gonna go into the same brush. Let me tap it off. And I'm gonna kind of treat this more bronzery. I'm just gonna pick up a little bit. Oh, I'm scared. And I will kind of put it up here. I don't normally like to do that because you guys can't really see it. Or there's enough of a difference that, you know, hopefully you'll be able to see a little something, something. But the texture of this, you guys, it feels incredible. That seems like super, super pigmented. The texture is lovely. So I have to revisit this. I do apologize. I guess I could have done one on each side. Now, for me personally, I feel like I went a little too heavy-handed on everything. So I'm literally just gonna go back into my powder, you guys. And this is a really good rule of thumb too. If you feel like you've kind of done a little bit too much product, things are just looking too much, I'm gonna do the same thing and kind of tap that off. And I'm very lightly going to tap this. I'm not pressing into it. I'm not like rubbing and, you know, like disturbing anything. And it's just going to diffuse that just a little bit where I just, you know, went a little bit too heavy-handed. Next, I'm going to swatch the palette for y'all, and then we will do a quick look as well. This is the Pat McGrath Labs Luminous Legends, the Mega Eyeshadow Palette. It is her Holiday 2024 launch. I'm really excited about this, but also quite nervous about this because I have kind of felt like a lot of her holiday palettes are not quite as good and are not the same quality as kind of her everyday or you know, her other collections, but this one is made in Italy, so I have high hopes. And it is absolutely beautiful. Keep in mind I'm holding this upside down just so that the mirror is not obtrusive to you guys. But it, just looking at this, it looks like the quality that I'm used to. So I'm excited. I will speed this part up. I always go from left to right. I'll do this row, and then this row, and then we will do a look. All right, you guys, that swatched impeccably well. Thank goodness, y'all. I was so nervous. I literally have no idea what I want to do. I kind of want to do my signature thing where I just do 3 shimmers, but I also want to test a matte. I think I'm going to do a fluffy brush and just kind of go into this like more taupey type shade right here. They feel super, super smooth. I wasn't expecting that. They feel very, very smooth. I think I'm gonna kind of pull this out a little bit. And when I'm doing like demos of palettes and stuff like that, I'm not always, I mean, sometimes I do, but I'm not always aiming for like a full-on like look. Sometimes I literally just want to see like how do they perform, how do they look, how do they layer. So sometimes they may not match like the rest of my makeup, or they may not match kind of what I'm wearing, or whatever the case may be. That seems to blend out incredibly well. This kind of reminds me like finish wise and stuff like that, even kind of the way that it's applying. It really does remind me of like the Natasha Denona like cream shadows, if you are familiar with those. Oh, that's pretty. And I really love to do, I speak about this all the time, more specifically in the summertime, just because first of all, I want ease of use, and you know, I'm not trying to pack on a ton of product because it is so hot and muggy and stuff here. I love to take a shade like this and just kind of put it all over, and then take a beautiful shimmer or like special shade and just kind of pop it on top of it. I think that is such an easy and impactful look, and those are kind of my favorite. I feel like my skin is super dry right here, so it's not blending out, and I definitely do not think it's the shadow, because over here it is gliding like butter. I will also do that same type of thing like with just using a bronzer or a blush shade. All right, that's pretty. I just want a little something something in the crease. Oh, I love that shade. All right, and then I'm gonna go in, I think just with my pinky. I wanna try this shade right here and pop it on the inner corner. Wow. And if you do have longer nails, I prefer to use just my fingers, but you could also go in with just a sponge tip applicator. You can go in and pick up a little bit of product on a dense brush and then spray it just a little bit. You know, you can use a silicone applicator, whatever is your preference. That looks so beautiful. This one almost kind of feels a little bit more like putty-like. But as you can see, it's smoothing out on the lid. It's got a ton of sparkle to it. Ooh, very pretty. All right, I think, let me go in with, I think the tealy shade is kind of calling my name next. And I will put that kind of on the like ball of the eye and meet the previous shade. Again, just with my finger, and I do this a lot. I am a big fan of literally just taking 3 shimmers, even without any mattes at all, and just popping them on the lid. Like, it's beautiful, it's impactful, it takes 3 seconds to do. But I'm a fan of doing it like this. I think that it's a super easy way to get like a really beautiful, high shine, impactful type of look. Oh yeah, that is really, really pretty. And then I have to go into this like purpley shade right here. It's got like a lot of shimmers in it, and it's got like a lot of like bluey and purple reflect in it too. And I will meet that previous shade and then put it on the outer corner. I also find, and for me personally, I don't end up with a whole lot of like, you know, fallout or anything like that. And, you know, a bunch of stuff all over my face if I do use my fingers. But you could also go in with a glitter glue, and that would also help take care of that for you. Oh, that is so pretty. I'd love to see this shade on top of a deep dark blue, like a matte blue. Oh yeah. Those are beautiful. I am so happy, you guys. I think just because I want to test one more shade, I'm going to go into this deep dark chocolate brown down here, and I'm going to put it on the lower lash line. I'm excited. I'm excited to have this, and I'm excited that it performs much better, I'm happy to say, than some of the previous holiday palettes. Alright, I'm thrilled. I am getting a little bit of creasing. It's not like settling in like my lines and stuff up here, but I'm definitely getting some creasing, and it's looking a little kind of heavy under my eyes. It could just be from doing the powder. I am going to wipe this lip product off. I'll keep the liner on. And then we will dive into the mascara and the Kissou. This is the Sunset Kiku, the Tatcha Kissou Lip Mask. I have not tried these before. I do love the packaging. I like that it does have the little spoon so that you do not have to stick your fingers in. I like the color of this, and this is supposed to actually have a tint. Oh, and it smells yummy. I'm gonna go and get a tiny bit because I don't know how much to use. Ooh. I can't tell what I'm smelling, you guys. It just smells kind of sweet to me. Okay, I got a little nervous when I was first applying because I thought it was going to be bright orange, but it is not. Ooh. Okay, I like that too. Look, y'all, it's not very often that we do a first impressions and everything is good. And this time around, I feel like everything has been good. I'm trying to think if anything was just a meh. Maybe this, but that wasn't part of like my actual purchase. That was just okay. Everything else though, I'm really liking. This is the Westman Atelier, the IEYE Want You mascara. The packaging's a little chunky and thick for it to be a mascara. I would have liked to have seen it in a smaller component. I feel like that's going to be a little bit harder for me to use. I'm sorry if you guys cannot see me for just a second. I'll try to make sure you can. It definitely feels a little drier, which is actually my preference, but I feel like because the bristles are so far spaced out, I don't know that I'm going to get like the volume and stuff I'm personally looking for, but we shall see. I do like the fact that it's a little drier. It actually kind of smells good too. It is not giving me a whole lot of what I want, y'all. And I don't know how much the actual like regular full size of this mascara is, but y'all, I'm positive it's not cheap. They're a very luxe brand, so see, that's why I like Discovery Kits. Because if I would have paid full price for the actual like full size mascara, I believe I'd be a little bit upset. Yeah. No. I don't like that. And it's already kind of falling on this side, which I do typically curl my lashes, but even when I don't, I definitely have many mascaras that do a much better job. Well, okay. I'll finish this eye up when I'm done. This I don't like. That's pretty much the only dud in the entire bunch. The highlight thingy, the face primer thingy, I'm on the fence on, because I feel like if I wouldn't have had that on, I think the foundation would have laid a little bit better. Everything else, oh, let me try this real quick too. Sorry, y'all. Look, I'm slacking. Everything else I feel like was a standout product. This is the highlighter in Toast. And it looks, the reason I thought it was a bronzer is because it looks like a bronzer to me, but it's sheer. Like there's not a whole lot of actual base pigment to this. Hopefully this still goes on top of all that powder. Okay. It feels quite creamy, quite emollient. I'm not always a fan of the ones that are like this. Like I said, if it doesn't like kind of set down and kind of, you know, mattify, so to speak, into the skin, I don't typically like that. I like dew. I like a little bit of glow, but I don't want sticky or wet on my face. So we'll see if it does set down. If it does dry down just a little bit on the skin, I think it'll be really stunning, because it is beautiful, like really beautiful. But if it's more of like a face gloss type of thing where it does not set into the skin, I'm also not going to like this. I'll leave a comment right here and let you guys know. So this so far is it looks incredible. It doesn't accentuate texture or anything, but I don't know if it's going to dry down or not. We'll see. Mascara is a no. Texture of this, phenomenal. Feels incredible. This blush, it blended out really beautifully. I like the way that it looks on the skin. I even like the Dennis Gross thing. It gave just a little bit of a flush and it didn't hurt. It wasn't painful or anything. The lip liner I really like. Foundation, standout product. After I put that little tiny bit of powder on it, I think it looks beautiful. I'm getting a little bit of heaviness, you know, on my under eyes. You know, I have fine lines and stuff like that. That doesn't bother me. I definitely think that I would use a different primer though, just going forward. Yeah, I liked everything. This is super pretty. I think especially just kind of giving that little kiss of color. Beautiful. It feels incredibly comfortable, doesn't feel heavy, and shockingly, you guys, I love this. The way that they swatched and just the few shades that I did use, again, I think it's super pretty, very impactful, but very easy. There are different finishes here. Some of them felt a little bit more putty-like. Some of them, as you could see, were quite opaque, very high shine, very glass-like. Some of them have a little bit more like sparkly flecks and stuff in them. Thank goodness, because I was nervous. So that is it. Overall, you guys, I think we had a win. I am gonna fix this and do my other side. The mascara, I don't like. It did nothing. It literally did nothing. I don't like that at all. The one and only thing I could say was that it smelled decent. It didn't smell like it was going to catch my face on fire. Anyways, that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you'll stick around and subscribe and join my beauty family. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it, you guys. Also, I'm 28 on the day I'm filming this. I'm 28 subscribers away from 5,000 subscribers. I have a massive 5,000 subscriber giveaway. I will link it right here for you guys. It is also down below. I'd love to have you subscribe. Please share the video out. Let's get to 5,000, you guys. And that giveaway prize, it's a good one. Thank you for joining. Thank you to my beautiful channel members. I love you. Stay happy, healthy, and safe. And of course, be your best beautiful. Bye, beauties.